want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh in the name of his only begotten son, Yahweh Shai. It's my Bahar, back at it again with another lesson. Today, I just want to talk about not having fear. So we're going to jump right into it. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 3, and verse 22. Ye shall not fear them, for the Lord your God, he shall fight for you. So as long as we have no fear of man, the Most High is going to fight for us. He's going to make sure that we good when we out there in them highways and byways. He's going to make sure we good when we just in our day-to-day walk, right? He's going to make sure that we good going in the stores, going to family members' houses, and dealing with our enemies as well. Because when our enemies try to buck up against us, some people might have that spirit of fear, but he just said, don't fear them, because he's gonna fight for us. He's gonna make sure we good. Now let's get Deuteronomy 20 and verse 8. And the officer shall speak further unto the people, and they shall say, what man is there that is fearful? So who's scared and faint-hearted? Right? Let him go and return into his house. So he said basically, if you scared and you keep fainting to do the work, go home. Go to the crib. Because the Most High not dealing with anybody who has that spirit of fear on them. Let him go and return into his house, lest his brethren's heart faint as well as his heart. So if you barely doing the work, right, and you scared, that spirit can come on us, who's actually not scared of nothing but Yahweh. Actually out here doing the work. Actually out here putting in this work. Putting our life on the line every day for Yahweh. That spirit that you have, if you scared, you might as well go to church. If you scared, go to church, right? If you scared, go home. Because the Most High not dealing with that. And you can't be scared out there on them highways and byways. What you look like being scared trying to defend this truth? It don't make no sense. Throughout the scriptures, we was all righteous men ready to give up our lives for Yahweh, right? For the word, for this truth. So if you got that spirit of fear, stay home. It's not for you. This is not for the weak. This is not for the faint. I promise you that. We deal with all elements out there. And if you're not ready for that, just stay home. It's okay. Just stay home. It's obviously not for you. All right. Let's get the next scripture. It's the book of Joshua. Chapter 10 and verse 8. And the Lord said unto Joshua, fear them not, because it's when the Amorite kings was trying to come against them, right? For I have delivered them into thine hand. So Yahweh said to Joshua, don't fear them, because they are delivered in your hand. And when you read these scriptures, you have to be in that type of mindset every day. We can't fear our enemies. We can't fear the other nations, because the Most High already delivered them into our hands. Into thine hand, there shall not a man of them stand before thee. So that's why those other nations, they can't stand before us. They can't even stand and look at us sometimes, because our spirit in us is so righteous, they can't stand it. And especially when we out there teaching and they try to say, oh, well, y'all false prophets, y'all liars, this and that. Sometimes they even try to fight us, but we don't fear none of that. We don't care about what they saying, because we know that what we saying is true. We know that what we saying is right, so we don't have that spirit of fear on us. We out there week in, week out, saying what we say, prophesying the downfall of this kingdom with no fear. Because if you had that spirit of fear, you can't do this. You can't be out there in them highways or byways. Most High just told Joshua, look, don't even worry about them niggas on the other side. Don't even worry about them. You good. They already taken care of. That's the type of mindset we have to be in, man. That's the type of mindset we have to have on this day-to-day walk. Like, these enemies is already in our hand. Forget them. We good. Keep pushing. All right. So now let's get the next scripture. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 23 and verse 4 in the NLT. Even when I walk through the darkest valley, I will not be afraid. So when I'm walking in this wicked kingdom, in this wicked society that we in, I can't be afraid. I can't be scared. For you are close beside me. Your rod and your staff protect and comfort me. So me having that type of mindset, not being scared of anything that could happen to me in this dark world, in this dark society, I know that God is close to me. Right? Just like niggas always keep they gun close to them, we gotta be in a mindset like God is like that gun, and he close to us. He right there on the hip with us. Your rod and your staff protect me. So when people try to buck up against us, we don't fear it. We don't fear that because that judgment could come right then and there. Right then and there. We done seen it happen. We see it happen all the time. Not even outside our highways and byways. We done seen it happen with our family, friends, everybody who just don't agree with what we talking. That just can't get down with this. We see that judgment happen because the Most High is protecting us in this dark and wicked society. So we not afraid, but everyone else is going to be afraid. But as long as we not afraid, we know that Yahweh's right there next to us. He right there beside us in his walk. So what is there to fear? All right. Let me get Job. There we go. Job 9. I'm sorry. Yeah, Job 1 and 9. My fault. Job 1 and verse 9. I'll start at 9. Then Satan answered the Lord and said, do Job fear God for naught? Or do Job fear God for nothing? Question mark. So he's basically asking a rhetorical question. Has not thou made an hedge about him and about his house and about all that he hath on every side? So as long as Job was fearing God and not man, God protected everything. Everything around him. Protected his family, protected his household, protected him when he go outside to just get groceries. He might be going outside to just go feed his animals, feed his sheep, all that stuff. He was protected at all angles. Right? When you gotta understand, right? When you're doing this work and you're really sincere about this work, it's gonna be angels round about you protecting you at all costs. Protecting you at all costs. Yahweh's gonna have eyes on every side. Let me continue. Thou hast blessed the work of his hands, and his substance is increased in the land. So as long as we doing this work, he gonna make sure everything is increased and we're protected because we fear Yahweh and not man. We can't fear man. You don't see nowhere in the scriptures where it say our people is scared of the other nations. If they scared, they gotta go home. Like we read in Deuteronomy, they scared, go home. All right. Now let's get the next scripture. This Isaiah 41 and 10 in the NLT. Don't be afraid, so don't be scared, for I am with you. Don't be discouraged, for I am your God. So basically, God just said, don't be afraid because he's with us. Don't be discouraged because he's our God. We know that he's our God. And as long as we're doing the work, like I keep saying, we're going to be protected. We can't fear nothing else. We have nothing else to fear. I will strengthen you and help you. So he's going to strengthen us to be able to go on the highways and byways. He's going to strengthen us to be able to have the spirit of courage, right? And help you. He's going to help us. He's going to help us in this walk. He's going to help us be able to defend this gospel, to defend this word. I will hold you up with my victorious right hand. It didn't say the slacking right hand. He said the victorious right hand, because he's going to protect us on the right hand side and not on the left hand side. It said, I will hold you up with my victorious right hand. So just know that we're going to see victory at every angle. We're going to see victory because we don't fear nothing but him. So as long as we keep on having that spirit of being courageous, right? Being diligent, doing the work, understanding that in these scriptures it's saying that we shouldn't fear nobody but him. We can't fear no man. We're going to be good. We're going to see victory at all costs. All right. Let's get Proverbs. Here we go. Proverbs 29 and 25. The fear of man bringeth a snare. So that snare means trap. The fear of man bringeth a trap. So it's a trap if you fear a man. It's a trap if I fear another man. That man bleed just like I bleed. Why am I gonna fear him? Like everybody say all the time, right? Well, whosoever putteth his trust in the Lord shall be safe. If you trust the Lord, you gonna be straight. You gonna be too wild, right? He just said if you put your trust in him, you're gonna be safe. It's been times where I'm making it to the crib and a couple seconds later, there's gunshots outside. But since I have my trust in the Most High, he's keeping me safe. He's keeping me protected. And I'm sure that's the same way with the other Akim who's doing the work. Because we don't fear nothing but him. When you fear stuff, that's when those problems start coming on you. Because if I didn't have that type of fear, I could have been caught in a crossfire. I could have been dead. Who knows? Only he knows. But all I know is that I'm not trying to have no spirit of fear. And as long as I keep not having that spirit of fear, I'm going to be safe. Because he just said, when you fear man, it's a trap. So now let's get Ecclesiastes. Here we go. Ecclesiastes 8 and verse 13. But it shall not be well with the wicked. So it's not going to be good for the wicked. Neither shall he prolong his days. So his days aren't going to be long, which are as a shadow, because he feareth not before God. So the wicked fear everything else. The wicked is scared of everything else. The wicked is scared of dying. The wicked is scared of getting shot. The wicked is scared of being broke. The wicked is scared of not having a TV, just dumb stuff, right? But as long as you keep fearing the Most High and you don't have fear of anything else, your days is gonna be good. So just like it said in the scripture, but it shall not be well with the wicked. So it's not well with you if you don't fear God. It's not well. You sick. Something wrong with you if you don't fear God. Because if you don't fear God, your days aren't going to be prolonged. It says because he feared not before God. So your days aren't going to be prolonged, right? You're not going to prosper in what you do because you don't fear God, whose real name is Yahweh. I'm going to keep saying God because everybody don't understand Hebrew. Just a quick disclaimer. But let's go to the next precept. So this is Sirach chapter 2 and verse 12 to 13. Woe be to fearful hearts. So destruction be to fearful hearts. If you're scared of everything but Yahweh, right? You can't be scared of nothing but him. What you look like being scared of that man? What that man can do to you that God can't. You understand me? Woe be to fearful hearts and faint hands and the sinner that go two ways. So you can't go both ways. It's either you in this thing or you out. Destruction be unto you that try to go both ways. Destruction be unto you basically you try to take your cake and eat it too. You can't do that in this truth. It's either you in or you out. It's either you fear Yahweh or you fear a man. You want to die like a man or you want to die like a God? You want to die like a king. Woe unto him that is faint-hearted, for he believeth not. So if you faint-hearted, so number one, you faint-hearted and you don't fear God, you fear man, that's destruction all around. That's just destruction all around you. And I'm not trying to be like that. So it sucks for you, sinner. Because I fear the Most High. As long as I keep fearing the Most High, I'm going to be good. You can fear the Most High too. But you just got to hop in these scriptures. You just got to hop in these scriptures and stop being scared to hop in the scriptures. Damn, man, y'all scared of everything but Yahweh. Y'all scared of everything but God. Y'all scared to hop in the scriptures. Y'all scared to even look at a verse in the book. That's how much fear y'all had. Right? I had to put that fear aside to open up this book. I had to put that fear aside when I jumped out there in them highways and byways. I had to put that fear aside when I started teaching. You got to put all that fear aside when you're doing this work, because it's destruction unto you. For he believeth not, therefore shall he not be defended. So if you fear everything else but Yahweh, but God, you're not going to be defended. You're not going to have that hedge of protection. You're not going to be able to read that verse in Joshua and be like, you know what? My enemies are delivered into my hand. You're not going to be able to say these things because you don't fear him. You fear everything else. You fear them enemies. You fear reading the book. You fear losing your life. But it's going to be destruction unto you anyway. Right? So you might as well just jump in these scripts. I'd rather die righteous than die wicked. It's a difference. It's a big difference. All right. So I'm gonna get this last scripture for you. Matthew 10 and verse 28. It says, and fear not them which kill the body. So this is, well, first, this red letter. This is Yahweh Shai, so-called Jesus Christ. This is him talking. And fear not them which kill the body. So don't fear nobody that can kill you. Don't fear a man just because he can take your life, but are not able to kill the soul. So don't fear a man that can take your life, right? Because he's not able to take your soul. Your soul is in his body. That bullet that might hit you, that knife that might hit you, that fall that might mess you up, it's not going to take your soul. That's going to take the flesh, but it's not going to take your soul. Then it says, but rather fear him which is able to destroy both soul and body in hell. So in this hell that we in, I'm going to fear the man who can take my body and soul. I'm not going to fear a person that bleeds just like me. I'm not going to fear a person that could take my life. I'm going to fear the person that could take my life and my soul. So that was it. I just wanted to say, we got to get that spirit of fear out of us for any Akim. That might be a little fearful, might be a little faint-hearted. I hope that you was edified, man. We got to diminish that spirit of fear because the Most High is not dealing with that, right? And if I said anything wrong, it definitely was the flesh, wasn't the spirit. Just saying, with that, Shalom.